Welcome back. Now, there is no respite for Delhiites as air quality remains very poor for several days now. And not just for the past days, but forecast for tomorrow is even worse. Situation is expected to get further worse amidst dipping temperatures in the national capital. The minimum temperature settled at 7.3 degrees on Tuesday, which is 3 notches below normal. Several major areas in Delhi like Lodhi Road, DTU, IIT have recorded an air quality index above 300. Even Delhi airport terminal fares no better, with AQI continuing in very poor category. Meanwhile, in Noida, placed worse than with worse AQI below 400 in the severe category. And joining me right now is my colleague Ishika to get us more details on the story. Ishika, you have been tracking the pollution story in Delhi and it doesn't seem to improve at all. What exactly are we expecting in the next couple of days? Because the forecast looks very grim.
Certainly, Samya, if we talk about right now, the average air quality index here in the national capital is 332. That means in the very poor category. Now, we have been reporting here how this had gone into the moderate level, but, it has come back in the very poor category. If we talk about different places like Nehru Nagar, Jahangirpuri, Anand Vihar, Alipur, all of them have registered an air quality index of over 400. That means in the severe category. And there are, other monitoring stations as well that are on the verge of slipping into the severe category. Thus, the experts have also been saying that because the temperature is dipping here in the national capital, that is one of the reasons why the air pollution level here is constantly rising. But apart from that, the experts are also raising questions on the measures that are being taken by the government at the very moment, because government is saying, that they have been taking steps and even holding meetings. That means they're keeping a close eye on this, air pollution. But experts are saying that, all the steps that the government has been taking on, so far has absolutely no effect on the major contributors of pollution. Major contributor, that means the vehicular pollution, the open burning of the garbage, or be it the stubble burning. NHRC has also time and again questioned the government measures and in fact summoned the chief secretary of not just Delhi but all the neighboring states as well. Thus we'll have to wait and watch what the government decides in the coming meetings and what are the measures that the government is going to take that will actually have an some kind of an impact here in the national capital, because even the public here are suffering because of the rising air pollution. Over to you.
Well, thank you, Ishika, for getting us all those details. Clearly, the pollution levels in Delhi continue to stay in close to severe category. And joining me right now is environmentalist Vimlendu Jha to give us her perspective on the rising AQI in the national capital. Thank you so much, Mr. Vimlendu, for joining us to talk to us on this very, very important subject that we are tracking over here. What do you have to say about it when it comes to the fact that we are living in a post-COVID environment? In a post-COVID environment, shouldn't the government have been more vigilant and have plans in place to ensure that the pollution issue that the Delhi faces goes on to become better rather than a situation that is only bringing such a huge AQI level rise in the national capital?
So ideally, the government should have done much, much more. What we've been seeing last couple of weeks is that we have actually normalized very poor air quality. Delhi's air quality was really in severe category a couple of weeks back. And as soon as we reached 300 levels, the government completely stopped talking about it and stopped, the urgency to really act on it completely disappeared in that sense. Indeed, what you're saying that, COVID compromises your largely your pulmonary activity, and therefore perhaps the government should have been more careful this year post-COVID, the complication that it leads to. But the situation is only going to get worse. We keep blaming each other. We've seen how throughout last 30 to 60 days, we've seen Delhi government blaming the central government blaming Punjab. Here, the situation that we have in Delhi NCR today, where air quality index is beyond 400 in several areas, and the prediction is that the situation is only going to get worse. And this is primarily because of those sources of pollution that lies in Delhi, and the government doesn't talk about it. In fact, it's so unfortunate that the entire government machinery right now is busy in elections and is pushing the entire citizenry, especially
Absolutely.
children.
Mr. Jha, this happens every single year. This is not a new phenomena for that matter. What do you think should the Delhi government, or for that matter, the intervention from central government's environment ministry, could have perhaps helped to try and tackle this pollution issue that NCR faces every single year, rather than indulging in a blame game between Punjab, Haryana and Delhi for that matter? Where are the missing pieces to try and put together a better pollution plan that the government can tackle?
So first of all, they need to really think that this is their collective responsibility, collective failure, and therefore they should be all working together on this. Right now, we all know that almost 40% of air pollution or ambient air quality in Delhi is bad because of vehicles. And therefore, we have more than 1 crore vehicles, 1.37 lakh private vehicles flying, and we have a deficit of around 5,000 to 6,000 buses. I think it's high time that central government as well as Delhi government, and largely it is the responsibility of state government, which is the Delhi government, they should really expedite and work on public transport. The other is almost 30% of pollution is because of dust, the roadside dust and construction demolition dust. And it's very important that the government really follows the norms. So, the sources are known unless and until they link this crisis.
Absolutely. And as the temperature dips, Delhi will be faced with a worse pollution situation. Thank you so much, Mr. Jha, for joining us at this hour. But we're getting you some breaking news.